So, Hakwa Hills Campgrounds. An amazing little spot about 3 hours from Melbourne. It's really easy and accessible by a two-wheel drive car. You can pretty much get in most of the time. The roads are pretty easy along the Hakwa Trail. There's plenty of camp area in the main Shipyard Flat spots or a bit further up in Fries Flat where we stayed this time. It's really awesome for kids to be able to run around, tons of room, nice and easy. You can also bring your dogs. If you're going to come up to Shipyard Flat, I'd probably avoid the long weekends as they get really busy. To get into Fries Flat, you head straight across the bridge into Shipyard Flat. You take the road to the right, and that will go through a smaller camp area. And if you continue along that road, it goes up into the hills. So there's lots of rivers and there's lots of really cool little hiking tracks through the areas. You can even hike from the Shipyard Flat area along the trail by the waterway to get into Fries Flat, which is a really very pretty trip. The rivers around here are really cold, but definitely refreshing to jump in the morning, and the kids love them too. And Fries Flat has also got facilities to bring your horse and have it penned up there. A lot of the areas are four-wheel drive only. Like to get into Fries Flat, you pretty much need a light four-wheel drive. But there's still plenty of accessible places for two-wheel drives. So from Shipyard Flat, there's the whole flat area there, and then further to the east, there's a whole lot of other camping areas. We also took ourselves up to Tobacco Flat, which is along four-wheel drive trail further up the mountain. It's quite an easy track to get along with some dips, but you'd want a four-wheel drive. Tobacco Flats is a really cool little camp area. There's not a huge amount of space, but it's got a nice river running right through the middle of it. From there, we headed up along the trails to the slate mine. Slate mine's a pretty easy four-wheel drive track. It makes its way up along the ridge. The video doesn't really show how steep these tracks are, but you get the idea. You'd probably want to be a bit more cautious in the wet. Finally, we headed up to the slate mine. Apparently there's a lot of history with this one. The slate was imported into Melbourne, so yeah, but tons of slate, tons and tons of it. We turned around at this point and then headed back down Steiners Road, but apparently if you continue on down Mitchell's track, you can head into the Mitchell's campground area, which I'll put a link to someone who's done that. Yeah, but it's a bit more of a challenging four-wheel drive if you want to head down there. You can see by the views that it's well worth heading up to the slate mine just to check out the amazing views of the Hakwa Valley. To the east side, you can also check out a whole lot of the other little campgrounds. There's a whole bunch that are really easy and accessible to two-wheel drive vehicles. So you can check out the 8 Mile campgrounds. There's some really nice spots in there. Definitely love to try those out. All the campgrounds in the Shipyard Flat area and the Fry's Flat area, as well as the 8 Mile campsite, have drop toilets, so it's nice and easy. We went along the ridgelines up to Jameson Hut to check that out. The drive down to the Jameson Hut is pretty steep and you definitely need to have a full drive to head down there. But it's a nice little campsite. There's a few spots in there and there's a nice little river that you can use, as well as toilet bowls. Well, that's about it for Shipyard Flat, Fry's Flat, and a few campsites around there. Definitely worthwhile heading out. I hope to catch you out there.